Yo, what up? This is your boy Solo, and now we're back here again with another episode, and this is gonna be about knowledge is the highest form of love, because you would want other individuals to be on the same page, so there can be some type of growth and understandings of ourselves and the energies that we're going through, no matter how small it is on a scale. But there's different levels of awarenesses and different levels of um, knowledge and wisdom, and how we can be aware of each other and what we're doing. It's as simple as even just looking both ways in the street, so an accident won't happen. And so there's just different ways of how to look at it. And the more awareness you gain, that's a version of taking care of yourself, taking that self-love. And you would want to provide that to your child if you ever bear a child. And just to become aware and succeed in areas and gaining milestones as you go through experience with that individual or that child. So it's the same way around within our environment and the people around us. So being aware is the highest form of love, because knowledge, because this is what we're doing. We would always want to gain something, to gain an insight, so it can be part of ourselves in a healthy way, not knowledge of things that can be competitive. And I'm talking about true knowledge, not synthetic knowledge. That's not really knowledge, because knowledge will be it's a word that says it for itself. People might say there's different types of knowledge, good and bad knowledge. I'm obviously talking about the good knowledge, and the knowledge that can benefit everybody. So that's just common sense, if you see what I'm talking about, type shit. And when there's individuals in this system with different types of biases, emotional biases, people tend to get stuck in their emotions and how they feel about things, and the way they see things. They might be limited to their awareness and how they digest their experience. There's certain vibrational experience that we can gain just by understanding the energies that we're in, and just analyzing and going through it. So you just have to have the discernment and the awareness of what's going on, basically, and get out of your emotions as much as you can, so you can see the bigger picture with how consciously aware you can get, and just tapping into different types of awarenesses. This is what we're all doing regardless. So if you use your ability, your God-given ability of belief, to manifest a certain awareness based on how comfortable you get within a system, that's the excuse that you made for yourself, that this must be what it is, this must be how it is. And just how trying to fit in within a society so you can look normal or sane, so you can just relate. You're putting yourself in a box, basically. So because you need to understand that there will always be an expansion of awareness, the same way you're becoming aware now. And everybody has that inner voice to tap into a different awareness. It doesn't matter if you're scared of it, or you don't want to dwell too deep in it. Everybody has that voice inside of them, and that's just the truth. It's like that what if type shit. What if this, what if that? But y'all don't really go that deep, and y'all don't question it. So y'all get stuck in whatever comfortable experiences you're in, and then y'all built this weird ass, YOLO this, you only live once type shit. But motherfucker, how you think we got to a human form, and you see everything in nature just, experiencing the way it is. So that should tell you that it's an evolutionary cycle, and things are going through experiences, a form of yin and yang, masculine and feminine energies going through what they're going through and creating something new, some form of expansion and contraction. And this is evolution, and this is how we're creating new species. We're all sharing the same reality, and there's only one truth. And understanding that truth is a form of self-love and highest form of love. And it's just weird how there's a lot of people who live in their own worlds, but we all share the same world. So there has to be a deeper meaning. I already know the meaning, but I'm talking about the rest of society, the rest of y'all. Y'all need to dwell a little deeper, and you could find the truth if you put your intentions inside of it. You use your ability of imaginations and belief to become aware. Like, you need to be in that space. You need to believe you can. If you don't, then you're boxing yourself in. You're limiting yourself. So if it's out of fear or some type of insecurity, then you're not gonna let yourself be in that space. So as soon as you go in that space, even if it's just, taking practices, just slowly go in there and practice those imaginations, that awareness, then you will start to see that slowly but surely. You will start to let yourself in a different awareness. But you have to understand that what you're aware now, what you think is real, is not really real. Because everything that you have soaked in, learning in the system, that's a form of information. Your mind is taking that in and applying it to yourself, applying it to your spaceship. Your body, your spirit is like your spaceship. You'd like to take that and make it part of you, make it part of what you think your knowledge, your wisdom. And you create all these accolades and milestones. You put it in your space, basically. But you need to understand, the spirit created the mind for it to do that. You're forgetting that simple knowledge. The spirit literally created the mind, and then it condensed into flesh and fluids, becoming, this, eventually evolving to human, and now you're using that to gain knowledge of what's already simple. Like limited knowledge, like bullshit. There's truth in everything, but you're gonna hit a wall. Basically, it's gonna be vague. You're not gonna entirely, you're gonna create biases around it, how beliefs around it, how nobody can know the truth, and nobody knows the truth. You need to keep your biases to yourself. Y'all don't know the truth because y'all chose not to know the truth, and that's a dangerous mind to have. You need to keep what you believe to yourself, because that limited awareness is a lack of self-love. And you don't truly love society, yourself enough to be not self-servant, but serve for God type shit. You need to learn how to serve. You need to be a spirit that serves God. You can't be self-servant and act like a reprobate that just wants to survive in a system, because it's deeper than just yourself. Like, it's gonna trigger a lot of your reprobates, but that's just how you feel about your experience. That's just how you feel about everything that you gained in reality, but that's how the system taught you how to be. Survival mode. I am this, so this is what I am. But you're creating titles and shit that means nothing, because your spirit is creating these titles. You're coming it up with your mind, and you're feeling a certain way about it, and you apply it to yourself, and it becomes part of your emotions. So yeah, I don't know the point, but I guess that knowledge is the highest form of love, and you would want to teach that amongst people around you, people, your kids or whatever. And you might create something, oh, I don't want to know too much because I don't want to go crazy. There's no such thing as crazy. Crazy is just a word. What you think crazy is, you might see crackheads and homeless people out there that they're woke or did this and that, but that's just how their spirit went. The things I'm saying is still true, even if you see people who are unsuccessful. It's still the truth, what I'm just saying. So, and it develops higher morality of understanding. So even if they haven't succeeded in this physical life, it's not the end all be all. It's not the highest form of understandings in general. It's just you're stuck in a desire, and you're limiting yourself to other experiences within of yourself. So that's just how basic it should get. You're limiting your truth, yourself, what you truly are, and you're just chasing what you think you need or want. Whatever you desire, however you want people to look at you. That shit is synthetic. That shit is not real. That shit's not real. So I guess I'm gonna just leave it at that, and I'll see you later. Peace.